Worli CFS Municipal English Secondary School. Today we are going to start with the chapter heredity, continue with the chapter heredity and variation. In that we are going to study about the topic genetic disorder. So let's begin with it. Today's our chapter, we continue with the chapter heredity and variation. And in this, we are going to study about the genetic disorder. Now, what is genetic disorder? Genetic disorder is nothing but the abnormalities in the chromosomes or mutation. Mutations means what? Sudden changes in the genes. So, disease or disorders occurring due to abnormalities in chromosomes and mutations in genes are called genetic disorder. So, what is genetic disorder? If there is any abnormalities in chromosome as well as if there is mutation, that is sudden changes in the genes, is known as genetic disorder. Chromosomal abnormalities include either increase or decrease in numbers or deletion in the number of chromosomes. You can see in this picture, here there is decrease in the chromosome number. Out of there are total 46 chromosomes in human being in the form of 23 pairs. Even if there is a one number of decrease or there is an increase of one pair of one number of chromosome, or there is a translocation of certain part of chromosome, if there is a deletion of certain part of chromosomes, then it will cause the genetic disorder. Genetic disorders, some of the examples of the genetic disorders are cleft lip. You can see in this picture the how the lips of this child is same. In the second picture, you can see the albinism. Then there is a physiological disorders like sickle cell anemia and the hemophilia. So these are the examples of what genetic disorder: cleft lip, albinism, sickle cell anemia, and the hemophilia. Human beings have 46 chromosomes in the form of 23 pairs. There is a great variation in the size and shape of these chromosomal pairs. These pairs have been numbered. You can see here in this chart, this is first pair of chromosome, this is the second, this is the third, fourth, and so on till this 22 first 22 pairs of chromosomes. These are known as autosomes. And these last two pairs of chromosomes, that is 23 and 24, that is 23rd, it is known as, this is the one pair of chromosome, it is known as sex chromosomes. So 22 pairs are known as autosomes, and this one pair is known as sex chromosomes because it decides the sex of the human being. Either it will be male or the female. In male, the chromosomes are represented as 44 plus. In female, the number of chromosomes are represented as 44 plus XX, and in male as 44 plus XY. These all 22 chromosomes, pair of chromosomes are autosomes, means 44 chromosomes. These 44 chromosomes are autosomes, and this one pair, that is 23rd pair, it is having two chromosomes. These are sex chromosomes. In male, it is X and Y, and in female, it is XX. In male, it is XY, and in female, it is XX. So, if there, in the last pair, if there is XX chromosome, then the human being is female. And if there is X and Y, then the human being is male. You can see in this chart, there is only X chromosome, so it will denote the chromosome of female. Here you can see here X and Y, so it represents the male chromosomes. Now Mendel has shown in the experiments that there exist two types of genes that are dominant and recessive. In the previous lectures, you might have studied about the Mendel's law. In that, you have come across this dominating character and the recessive character. So Mendel has shown in his experiment that there are two types of genes exist. One is dominating and other is recessive. If we take into account the number of chromosomes in human cells, the sex-related types, the types of genes on the chromosomes, dominant and recessive, we can see where genetic disorders originate and how they can inherited. Inherited means can transfer to their offsprings. Okay, you can see here this these are the XX chromosomes here. If there is a decrease in the number of sex chromosomes, then the offspring is sterile. Now we are going to study about the disorders due to chromosomal abnormalities. Now the disorder that occurs due to the numerical changes in the chromosomes are known as disorders due to the chromosomal abnormalities, which will produce the offsprings which are sterile, which are not sterile. Sterile means which are not sterile if there is a change in the number of autosomes are less. Instead, if there is an increase in number of any autosomal pair, physical or mental abnormality arise and the lifespan is shortened with a shortened lifespan. See, there is an increase in the number of chromosomes. Now, we will see first one is the Down syndrome, which is having trisomy of 21st chromosome. Now, this Down syndrome is a disorder arising due to chromosomal abnormalities. This is the first discovered disorder in the human being, and it is characterized by the presence of 47 chromosomes. It is described as trisomy of the 21st chromosome. You can see in the chart this there is a trisomy of this 21st pair of chromosome. There are 3 chromosomes you can see. In a pair, there should be 2 in the normal, but you can see here there is a trisomy. There are 3 chromosomes in this pair. So there is a abnormalities which is known as Down syndrome. You can see here how the Down syndrome child looks like. And also infant with this disorder have an extra chromosomes with the 21st pair in every cell of their body. Therefore, they have 47 chromosomes. In normal human beings, there are 46 chromosomes, that is 23 pairs of chromosomes. But in Down syndrome, the infant or human being is having 47 chromosomes. Children suffering from Down syndrome are usually mentally retarded and have a short lifespan. Short lifespan means cannot live for longer. Mental retardation is the most prominent characteristic, and they include the short height. The height is short, short wide neck, flat nose, short fingers, scanty hair, single horizontal crease on palm. You can see in the picture, and a life expectancy of about 16 to 20 years, means they can live up to 16 to 20 years only. So Down syndrome is what? Trisomy of the 21st pair of chromosomes, means instead of 2 chromosomes, there are 3 addition of extra chromosome. So it will form the 47 chromosomes. Because of that, it will give birth to a Down syndrome child, and they are having a short lifespan and also they are mentally retarded, and also they cannot grow properly, having the short height, wide neck, flat nose, short fingers, scanty hairs, single horizontal crease on the palm, and having the lifespan of only till 16 to 20 years. Now we will next see the Turner syndrome. As with autosomes, abnormalities in sex chromosomes also can be seen. Like in the Down syndrome, there are changes in there is mutation in there is extra chromosome in the autosomal chromosomes. Now, like that, there may be a addition of chromosome or deletion of chromosome in the sex chromosome also, which will also cause the disorder in the human being. Now we will see the Turner syndrome. In Turner syndrome, it is a monosomy of X chromosome, which arises due to either inheritance of only one X chromosome from parents or due to inactivation of the gender related part of X chromosomes. Now, as we know that female is having two X chromosomes, out of that one X chromosomes is not active. The inactivation of the X chromosomes is not there, is not inactivation of the chromosome is there. So the one chromosome is not active, and instead of the normal 44 plus XX condition, woman suffering from Turner syndrome shows a 44 plus X chromosome, is 44 autosomal and one sex chromosome, that is X chromosome only. Such women are sterile, that is unable to have children due to improper growth of the reproductive organs. So the female suffering from Turner syndrome cannot give birth to the child as she is sterile. So not able to give birth to the child as the reproductive organ is not very well developed. So what is Turner syndrome? There is a monosomy of X chromosomes, which means one of the X chromosome is not working or is inactive. So that only one X chromosome is only working, so that the reproductive organ of the female is not very well developed. So they show the so they represent with the chromosomal number 44 plus X. You can see here the this reproductive organ in females are not very well developed, so they cannot be able to reproduce, and also they are having swelling in the hand. The hand of the Turner syndrome female having swelling in their hand. Now we will see the next one, Klinefelter syndrome. It represents with the 44 plus XXY. Now this disorder arises in men due to abnormalities in sex chromosomes. In this disorder, man have one extra chromosomes. Hence, the chromosomal condition becomes 44 plus XXY. Such men are sexually sterile because their reproductive organs are not well developed. You can see here this Klinefelter syndrome is present in the male where the extra X chromosome is present. You can see here Klinefelter syndrome can be represented with the chromosome 44 plus XXY, and also because of that their male reproductive organs is not developed, so they are sterile, means cannot give birth to the means cannot participate in the sexual reproduction. National Health Mission. Under the National Health Mission, the National Rural Health Mission has been started since April 2005 and the National Urban Health Mission since 2013. The main objective of this mission are what? To strengthening the rural and urban health facilities, controlling various diseases and illness, increasing public awareness about health, and offering financial assistance to patients through various schemes. You see here what are the main objectives of National Health Mission: strengthening of the rural and urban health facilities, controlling various diseases and illness, increasing public awareness about health, financial assistance to patients through various schemes. Then we will come to the monogenic disorders. Disorders or diseases occurs due to the mutation, as the name suggests, monogenic. Mono is single, so there is a mutation in the single gene which will form so there will be the defective one which are called as monogenic disorders. So disorders or diseases occurring due to mutation in any single gene into a defective one are called monogenic disorder. Approximately there are 4,000 different disorders of this type are known. Due to abnormalities genes, the product are either produced in insufficient quantity or at all they produce the uh, not at all they produce their product, and it will cause the abnormalities like they may lead to death or at tender age. Example of such disorders are Hutchinson disease, Tay-Sachs disease, galactosemia, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, albinism, hemophilia, night blindness. We will see ahead. So monogenic disorder is what? There is a mutation in a single gene only. Now you can see because of that such diseases, these are the example of monogenic disorder: Hutchinson disease, Tay-Sachs disease, galactosemia, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, albinism, hemophilia, night blindness. So these are the examples of monogenic disorders. Now we will see we will see the albinism. What is albinism? Now we all know that there is a production of the melanin pigment in our body which will impart color to our skin. If there is a less melanin, then the color of the skin is fair, and if there is a production of more melanin in this more melanin, then the skin become brown. You can see here in albinism there is no production of the melanin pigment, so the person with the low no melanin, the skin and hair have color white color. You can see in this picture the pale skin of the boy is having pale skin, white hairs, pink eyes. So melanin pigments are absent in retina as well as in sclera, and you can see in this picture also how the normal melanin pigments looks like, and here there is no pigment. Now we will see the next one, that is sickle cell anemia. Even a minor changes in molecular structure of proteins and DNA may lead to diseases or disorder. Normal hemoglobin. Now this is the structure. You can see in the picture, this is the picture of DNA. In the normal hemoglobin, glutamic acid as the sixth amino acid in its molecular structure. You can see a glutamic acid. But those who are suffering from sickle cell anemia, they are having valine in the valine at the sixth amino acid. So in normal human being, there is a glutamic acid at the sixth amino acid as a sixth amino acid, but here the valine is act as a sixth amino acid in the those who are suffering from sickle cell anemia. And also it changes the shape and structure of the hemoglobin molecule. So due to this, erythrocytes or red cell corpuscles, which are normally biconcave, you can see here in the normal person, the shape of the RBC is like this. Red blood corpuscles are biconcave in shape, but those who are suffering from sickle cell anemia, they see the shape of this. This is the sickle shape. So in those who are sufferer, they are having a sickle shape of the RBCs, and in normal they are having a biconcave shape. Due to the sickle shape, what will happen in during the blood flow, there is a congestion of the uh, means these erythrocytes may form the blood vessels are obstructed with the because of sickle shape cell of anemia, sickle cell anemia, and it will have the effect on the circulatory system, brain, lungs, kidneys, etc. So because of the sickle shape anemia cell, what it will do, it will obstructed the blood vessels are obstructed. You can see in this picture, and also it will have the, because of the blood vessels are obstructed, it will have an impact on the circulatory system, brain, lungs and kidney. In this condition, clumping and thereby destruction of erythrocytes occurs most often, as a result of which the obstructed and the circulatory system, brain, lungs, kidney are damaged. So sickle cell anemia is a hereditary disease which occurs due to the changes during conception. If the father And if father and mother are both affected by sickle cell anemia, or if they are carriers of this disorder, their offerings are likely to suffer from this disease. Hence, marriages between the persons who are carriers of or suffering from sickle cell anemia should be avoided. So this sickle cell anemia is transferred from the parents to the offspring. So if the mother and father both are carriers, then their offspring will be the sufferer. Okay. If the, you can see in the chart, if the mother and father both are carrier, means they are having genes for the sickle cell anemia, then one of the parent will transfer it to their child, so the child becomes sufferer from the sickle cell anemia. So the marriage between the carriers of sickle cell anemia should be avoid marriage. Now we will see the types and symptoms of sickle cell anemia. In the types of there are the two types of sickle cell anemia. That is, one is carrier and other is sufferer. And the symptoms are swelling on hands and legs. There is joint pains, general body aches, frequent cough and cold, then constant low grade fever. There is exhaustion, means the person tired very early, then pale face, low hemoglobin count. So these are the symptoms of the sickle cell anemia person. And which are the types of sickle cell anemia? Carrier, that is denoted with AS, and sufferer, that is SS. And the symptoms are swelling on hands and legs, joints pain, then frequent cough and cold, constant low grade fever, exhaustion, pale face, then low hemoglobin count. Now we will see how the sickle cell anemia occurs as follows. Now these are the symbols given here. Now normal person is denoted with AA, carrier is denoted with A and S, and sufferer with the sickle cell anemia is denoted with SS. Now see here, if both the parents are normal, AA means normal. If both the parents are normal, then they will give birth to a normal progeny. If they both are normal, if both the parents are normal, they will give the progeny which is normal. And if the one parent is normal and one is carrier, you can see here one parent is normal and other is carrier, AS is carrier, then the progeny will be 50% will be normal and 50% will be carrier. So if there are two children, then one of the children is normal and the other second children will be the carrier. So if the one is normal parent and other is carrier parent, then the progeny, the child will be then 50% of the child will be normal and 50% will be carrier progeny. Then third one is, if one parent is normal and one is sufferer. If one parent is normal and if one is sufferer, then the all children are carrier. You can see here all children are carrier. If one parent is normal and other is sufferer, then all children are carrier. Means they are having a gene for sickle cell anemia. Then fourth is, if both the parents are carrier. You can see here, if both the parents are carrier, then the 25% of the progeny are normal, 25 will be sufferer and 50% will be the carrier. And if the one parent is carrier and one is sufferer, one parent is carrier and one is sufferer, then 50% of the progeny will be carrier and 50% will be the sufferer. Then we will see the last one. If both the parents are sufferer, then all progeny will be sufferers. If both the parents are sufferer, then all the progeny will be the sufferers. Now we will see the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Under the National Health Mission Scheme, the solubility test for diagnosis of sickle cell anemia is available at all district hospitals. At the district level hospital, there has been carried out the solubility test for the detection of the sickle cell anemia, and at the district level, uh, and at the district level, the electrophoresis is performed. So, which is the confirmatory test. Now we will see the remedies for it. Husband and wife both should get their blood examined before or after marriage. Then a sickle cell carrier or sufferer should avoid marriage with one another carrier or sufferer. Then a sickle cell anemic should take one folic acid tablet daily. So how we can avoid this, the transfer of sickle cell anemia? These are the remedies for it, that this disease is spread in only one way, that is reproduction. This disease is transferred by what? Reproduction only. So husband and wife should get their blood examined either before marriage or after marriage. Also, the carrier or sufferer should avoid marriage with another carrier or sufferer, and also those who are suffering from the sickle cell anemia should take the tablet of folic acid daily. So these are the remedies for the sickle cell anemia uh, sufferers. Now we will and let's get our blood tested so that we can overcome the sickle cell anemia. Now we will see the mitochondrial disorders. Mitochondrial DNA may also become defective due to mutation. So during fertilization, mitochondria are contributed by the egg cell ovum alone. Hence, mitochondrial disorders are inherited from the mother only, which is known as Leber hereditary optic neuropathy, which is the example of mitochondrial disorder. You can see here mitochondrial DNA can also be a defective, which will be transferred from mother to offsprings. And the example of mitochondrial disorder is what? Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. Now, now we will see the polygenic disorder. Sometimes disorders arises due to the mutations in more than one gene. Poly means many. Before that, we have seen the monogenic. Mono is there is only defect in the single gene, but here in polygenic there may be defect in the many genes. So disorder arises sometimes due to the mutation in more than one gene, which is known as polygenic disorder. In most such disorders, the severity increases due to the effects of environmental factors on the fetus. Means due to the environmental factor, it will have the effect on the infant which or offsprings. Common examples of such disorders are cleft lip, then cleft palate, then constricted stomach, spina bifida. So these are the spina bifida is the defect of spinal cord. So these are the examples of polygenic disorder which may cause due to the external environmental effect, which will be having impact on the infant. Then with that cleft lip, cleft palate, constricted stomach, spina bifida, besides that, there may be diabetes, blood pressure, heart disorder, then asthma, obesity, which are also the polygenic disorders. So these are also the examples of polygenic disorders, which are those diabetes and blood pressure, heart disorders, asthma and obesity, which is due to the external effect on them. Now we have to remember this, that interrelation between tobacco addiction and cancer. Many people consume tobacco either by smoking or by chewing. Consumption of tobacco in many forms can cause cancer. Smoking of cigarettes and bidi adversely affects the process of digestion. It causes a burning sensation in the throat, Excessive smoking causes instability and trembling of the fingers, and also it causes the dry cough, which will cause the sleeplessness. So these are the things because of tobacco chewing can be happen, that there is a digestion problems, burning sensation in throat, cough, then instability, trembling of fingers, sleeplessness, chronic bronchitis, pericarditis. So these are the things which can be happen due to the uh, chewing of things which are having the tobacco. Then there may be the shortening of lifespan, then chronic bronchitis, pericarditis, then cancer of the lungs, mouth, larynx, voice. The larynx is not what voice box. Then pharynx, pancreas, urinary bladder. So these are the other things which can also be happen. That is cancer of the lungs, mouth, then larynx, pharynx, pancreas, urinary bladder. It is having the harmful substance, that is harmful chemical they are having, which is known as nicotine. Also, they have ammonia, aldehyde, furfural, then carbon monoxide, nicotine, and sulfur dioxide. So these are the harmful chemicals tobacco is having. The harmful effect of smoking are due to the nicotine present in tobacco, which affects the central and peripheral nervous system. Arteries, arteries become hard, that is, causes the arteriosclerosis and hypertension. They cause uncontrolled cell division. Tobacco smoke is full of minute carbon particles which cause normal tissue of the lungs to transform into thickened black tissue. Now, normally our cells are having a life cycle which will means the cell will dead and then new cells will form. But the person is having a cancer, the at suppose if the person is having a tongue cancer, so a cell at the particular area will not stop growing, means they will not die. The cells will keep on growing and growing, so that they will form the tumor. But in normal functioning of the cell will die after certain period of time and the new cell will form. But in cancer, the cell keep on growing and growing and form the tumor. While chewing tobacco or tobacco products, much of the extract is absorbed into the body. The excessive tobacco consumption may cause cancer of lips or tongue, visual disorders, or tremors. To protect one's body from cancer, one must avoid smoking and consumption of tobacco and tobacco products in any form. So to avoid cancer, one must avoid smoking and consumption of tobacco and tobacco products in any form. Now, you can take the screenshot of the screen, or you can note down these two questions for the evaluation. First is it right to avoid living with a person suffering from a genetic disorder? Explain why. And the second question is write a brief note on monogenic disorder. You can take the screenshot of it, or you can write down in your notebook. After that, we will quickly revise what we have studied today about the genetic disorder.